I'm still doing drag. I'm not going to go to work every day in like heavy makeup and a giant wig. Like, you know, if I was running as a plumber, I wouldn't go with like, you know, my plumber's belt and a tool, you know, so. Yeah, exactly. The power to raise funds and a power to get noticed and a power to get into the media and to bring these things to the forefront. And that's already been really helpful to my campaign. So I would not be going to work every day in drag, but I think there will always be a little bit of anaconda, you know, hanging around, going out. Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, my big thing is the fact that I'm a gay immigrant to San Francisco from Texas. There's a lot of people out there that believe that San Francisco is the gay mecca. And there's a lot of people that come here and they think they go to the Castro, that's the first place you think you're going to go to as a gay person. And all it is bars and dildo shops. And there's the center, but as we know, that's, you know, struggling for money and stuff. We all end up, if we're not in that 30% income range that gay people supposedly get when they become gay, we end up in the Tenderloin. And that, I want to see the Tenderloin become a more gay-friendly place, and I wanted to know your views on how that can happen.
Well, you know, I have the view that the whole world should be a little more gay-friendly, you know, just judging on what's been going on. I think I'm going to go with the center first. I think the reason the center is not working is because it costs too much money to rent out the rooms. It doesn't create any community involvement, and it's suffering from the same thing that the city is suffering from, the idea that all the cash that you can get should be gotten and used. I mean, I don't remember thinking that the community center should be a cash cow for, you know, and therefore no one can use it. So one, there you go, have this sustainability issue that I'm talking about with the whole city as well as the center. I was at a Comfort and Joy party, and it was over at Mama Cleveland, and I thought, this is how the center should be, when you come and you sit down and you gather, and it's too exclusive as it is now. So I think, you know, maybe some questioning of the management there, or some strong suggestions from the gay community themselves. That's what I'm saying, like, the only way to change these is to get involved, which is, hence, me standing here, trying to convince you that, you know, I'm the best thing, which I do anyway. But, and then when people come in, if we had a community center, and we had an organization like that told you about things in the Tenderloin, things in the home, had a little history, you know, we need to start, especially gay people, really maintaining our history, because I think a lot of gay people think that it started with, you know, Madonna and Boy George in the 80s, and the father of Dallas Scott was a queer man, one of the largest and most influential Native American leaders in the West was a gay male cross-dresser, you know, Sappho. Yeah, exactly. So it's important to remember that history, so, and to spread it.
So I live in the Tenderloin, and I've noticed, you know, the police in that district are very corrupt. But it also can be really dangerous. And so I want to find a way to work with the police so that I can know that they have my back and they're making the neighborhood as safe as can be, but they're also really corrupt and working with a lot of the problems of police. How can we get District 6 police to kind of become less corrupt?
Well, one of the ways is to, again, you know, because I'm a community leader and a community organizer, I always think in those terms. I've been working with a new drug users union that has started here in San Francisco, and I think day programs and safe houses are two of the ways that you can take sort of the corruption out of the streets and give it a place to go, as well as providing toilets, which I think is extremely important. You know, I think it's one of our greatest issues. It's a human violation to tell people that, you know, they have to defecate in the street. That is just, I mean, the fact that happens is insane.
Yeah, arrest them.
Yeah. So, I mean, there has to be definitely, each neighborhood needs a government-supported day center as well as a drug users safe house so that people have a place to go. And so we can start extending dignity to people and restoring them to like sort of society instead of continuing to criminalize. So that would be my suggestion for a start, because that would just kind of take some of the power out of the angry people and the police versus the people using drugs.
Yeah.
So I think if we can kind of diffuse that, we can make it an easier situation for sure.
When I am on various boards, lowest priority working commission, that's on the American marijuana side. A lot of our patients here belong to the Harvey Mill Club, and I am co-chair of the annual displacement conference of the Harvey Mill Club. And I also am on a committee to help put together what showers up at the VW one. We're trying to put a shelter in the Castle area for young youth. Do you think that it's a possibility, if elected, that something like that could be developed in the senior homes to engage youth out there?
In fact, I think it should be. You know, that and a nice supermarket would be good for the Tenderloin. You know, like. But you mean for queer youth or yeah?
For queer youth and displaced queer people.
Yeah.
What?
You got Walker Street, right there on Walker Street.
Right.
They got it right there. They live there too.
But there's no shelter for queer people to go escape that. No.
Walker Street is a queer place.
Yeah, but that's for youth, not just people in general.
Yes.
That one, once you're over 24,
That's all up
they
to
won't let you in.
24.
Well, Woman's Place will take trans and
Right. Although I have to say
the street,
the shelters and what's going on now is pretty awful. I do see the need for
housing.
yeah, housing instead of shelters.
Housing, there's no point.
Right.
Well,
Having shelters.
and for a city that is so far in debt, it costs half the amount of money to house a person and to keep them on the street. So I see where we can make a good chunk of money right
But they
there.
have to provide
But the sustainability demands that we provide the housing.
That's right.
You know, San Francisco cannot sustain itself at the level that it's going now. We have to be really honest about how much we can grow, how much we want to grow. You know, like Muni is in trouble, for example. Do we want to be a car-first city, or do we want to have Muni? And we have to make the decision, and we have to stand behind it, and we have to use our community to keep the things in the community that it needs. And, you know, those are the points that got me to where I am now. Like, that's why I'm here, right?